up the whole town till she finds Harry.
Yeah, and then she'll tear up Harry.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those monstrous slices of cult cinema that we feel deserve a little extra love.
I think we may have another shark problem. Are you serious?
You bet I'm serious.
Number 30, The Host. Director Bong Joon-ho seemed to set out on a mission with 2006's The Host. The filmmaker's love of genre cinema is clearly on display. Although we admit that the computer-generated effects of the monster might have been better suited, pun intended, with practical effects. That said, the director also inserts themes of environmentalism into the mix, while never forgetting to make the host move at a kinetic pace. This combination of fishy monster action and deeper introspective questionings from the characters makes the host feel both deserving and underrated. Number 29, Dragonslayer. Just so we're clear, there are cinematic dragons, and then there's Vermithrax Pejorative. This massive, practically achieved antagonist from 1981's Dragonslayer sits at the top of a jewel throne, ruling as king of his kind. Indeed. The work performed here by the team of George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic has been cited as influential to such artists as George R.R. Martin and Guillermo del Toro. Meanwhile, the performances of Peter MacNicol, Caitlin Clarke, and Ralph Richardson helped prove that Dragonslayer isn't just a monster movie or a fantasy movie, but one of the early 80s most underrated slices of imagination. Number 28, The Relic.
Come on, what's the matter with you?
The late 90s release date of The Relic served as a crossroads of sorts, an era when many movie makers were still utilizing practical effects, but combining them with new CGI technology. The chimera-esque monster of The Relic, Cthulhu, was created by special effects legend Stan Winston and his team.
When I get my hands on him...
Meanwhile, wider shots incorporated CGI for movement, effects that admittedly haven't aged well by modern standards. Still, the movie's museum setting, its chaotic monster, and interesting premise of South American origins have allowed for The Relic to remain somewhat underrated today. Number 27, Deep Star 6.
That sound always gives me the creeps.
It's only the structure adjusting to the pressure. I designed it to do that.
The late 80s and early 90s were a watershed, pardon the pun, of subterranean aquatic horrors. Deep Star 6 was also proof that director Sean S. Cunningham could do cool work outside of the Friday the 13th franchise.
Oh my god!
Snyder, damage control! Get us a diagnostic!
The film stood alongside James Cameron's The Abyss, while critics of the day also noted how Deep Star 6 was riffing on tropes established by the Alien franchise. Still, Cunningham's film boasts a weirdly unique creature, the Diplodon, which sort of looks like a giant sea scorpion. Deep Star 6 is a trashy drive-in picture with a higher budget, and this is no insult. In fact, the film is a lot of fun. Number 26, Razorback. Every country seemed to have its own exploitation industry back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, with Australia being no exception. The term Ozploitation has been used to describe films like Razorback from this era, a 1984 film featuring a unique monster antagonist, a wild boar. It's a very simple premise, really, but it's the execution that elevates Razorback above so many of its contemporaries, both at home and abroad. The Outback setting is definitely unique, while the attack scenes feel genuinely tense and exciting. Additionally, the titular Razorback is well actualized, with physical heft that makes each set piece feel earned. What can we say? Razorback rules. Number 25, Leviathan.
What is this? What's going on?
It should be carved into stone somewhere. If your movie production has hired Stan Winston to handle the effects, then it's gonna look great. Leviathan from 1989 was yet another subaquatic horror movie existing in a crowded subgenre. However, it's Winston's effects and creature design that allowed this film to get a leg up on the competition. The fact that this underwater mutant assimilates its victims, a la John Carpenter's adaptation of The Thing, lends Leviathan heft and menace. Meanwhile, the claustrophobic setting and solid direction from George P. Cosmatos solidify Leviathan as a winner. Number 24, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. Fans of the Godzilla franchise love to debate over the giant monster's different eras, from the Showa era to the constant rebooting of the Millennium era. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack was the third film from this latter period, and stood in stark contrast to the Showa era's family-friendly appeal. This was a fairly violent entry in the franchise that saw Godzilla not only terrorizing people and property, but routinely annihilating other guardian monsters in its path. Baragon, Mothra, King Ghidorah all fall before the might of this king of the monsters. The only winners in this battle seem to be us, the audience. Number 23, Jaws 2. We love Jaws. You love Jaws. Heck, everybody loves Jaws. Yet comparatively little ink seems to be spent on the film's many sequels. This is a shame because Jaws 2 is actually a lot of fun. Not only did this film's trailer feature one of the most iconic promotional lines of all time,
Jaws 2. The terror continues.
but Jaws 2 still managed to deliver Shark Week thrills in abundance. Director Janos Schwartz worked in both film and television. Jaws 2 feels sort of like one of the myriad drive-in rip-offs rather than Spielberg's OG. Yet this isn't an insult.
Hey, Bly, someone pop your balloon?
No problem. No problem. Do you feel your boat now so fine, okay?
Instead, the exploitation elements lend Jaws 2 a lighter, less heavy feeling without skimping on the action. Number 22, Q. The films of Larry Cohen all feel very different, yet all retain the writer-director's penchant for smart humor, satire, and imagination. Q, the winged serpent, manages to combine a lot of genres under the umbrella of what's ostensibly a drive-in monster movie. Elements of exploitation, police procedurals, and crime thrillers cohabitate in Cohen's universe of a New York City terrorized by the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl. The latter's appearance as a giant winged serpent looks great, but Q also boasts an awesome lead performance from the ever-reliable Michael Moriarty.
I'll send for my things. And if you can't wait, throw them in the f***ing incinerator.
He's assisted by Shaft's Richard Roundtree, Candy Clark, and David Carradine for a film that works gangbusters, just like most of Cohen's work. Number 21, Tremors.
That's how they get you. They're under the goddamn ground.
This movie is a great example of how to do PG-13 rated horror in a correct and effective manner. Tremors never feels as if it skimps on the monster action, nor the tense action set pieces. It's also smart and funny in all the right places.
Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you, you bastard?
Yet the lack of explicit gore and restrained profanity, barring a particular epic F-bomb,
We killed it.
You!
still makes Tremors suitable for a wide audience. Meanwhile, the creature design of the graboids is awesome. Toothsome subterranean worms that never quit.
Can you fly, you sucker? Can you fly?
There's a reason why Tremors spawned a franchise, yet the OG still feels as if it never gets mentioned as frequently as it should, in our opinion. Number 20, Super 8.
The thing took her? We have to go back to town to find Alice, to find her. Come on, guys.
Dude, she's dead. Alice is dead.
Don't
Wait a
say
minute.
that. First of all, I want to live, okay?
This movie makes you wait a long time to get a good look at the monster. In fact, the audience isn't even sure there is a monster until the story is well underway. The plot builds slowly by starting with a terrifying train derailment that's followed by a series of bizarre happenings. People go missing, electronics disappear, and the power fluctuates. The tension never lets up. And the child actors at the movie's heart deliver brilliant performances that keep you glued to your seat. It's also excellently shot and contains a great blend of special and practical effects. All of the performance and technical elements make the payoff well worth the wait.
It's been locked up for years. It's terrified and hungry, and it just wants to go home. When it touched me, I knew it would help me get...
Number 19, A Monster Calls.
I will tell you 3 stories, and when I finish my stories, you will tell me a 4th.
I don't know anything about stories.
This monster isn't here to terrorize people or smash cities. Instead, he is the embodiment of 12-year-old Connor's feelings about his mother's terminal illness. This dark fantasy deals with difficult themes like grief, anger, and loss through the stories the monster tells Connor. Liam Neeson's deep, gravelly voice gives weight and heart to the creature.
There was once an invisible man who had grown tired of being unseen. It was not that he was actually invisible.
It's amazing to see something that starts out mysterious and scary becomes the friend that Connor desperately needs. Despite critical acclaim, audiences didn't turn out to see this movie in theaters. Still, this powerful family film is a unique entry in the giant monster genre. Number 18. Gorgo.
The headlines of the entire world are being monopolized by the news of the capture of a fantastic monster, seemingly of prehistoric origin, off the coast of Ireland.
Don't kidnap animals out of the wild. That's the moral of this British contribution to the golden age of kaiju. Much like King Kong's Carl Denham, Sea Captain Joe Ryan is determined to make a few bucks by capturing a giant sea monster and selling it to a circus. But it turns out this little guy is just a baby. After the young one is displaced, his much bigger mother comes looking for him. Like many of the best creature features, Gorgo makes the beast sympathetic. The real villains here are not the massive monsters, but the humans eager to exploit them for profit.
Leaving the haunts of man, and leaving man himself to ponder the proud boast that he alone is Lord of all creation.
Number 17. Varan the Unbelievable. Produced by Toho Company Studio, a major player in the Japanese kaiju movie industry, Varan is a classic of the genre. A holdover from dinosaur times, this colossal winged lizard just wants to be left alone in his lake. The village priest tries to warn away the scientists who want to conduct experiments there, but naturally they do not listen. A few years after the film was released, an American version was produced that also took place in Japan and followed a similar storyline. Besides the iconic flying scenes, Varan stands out for its unusually witty humor and dialogue. It's such a delight that genre fans might find it hard to believe they didn't discover this soaring tale sooner. Number 16. Deep Rising.
What are you looking at?
The 90s were the heyday of over-the-top disaster movies. This is an underrated gem from the decade that delivers on every level. When a band of mercenaries attacks a luxury cruise ship, they discover the passengers and crew mysteriously missing. The culprits are a group of ferocious worm-like creatures, or at least that's what they seem to be at first. In reality, they are the tentacles of the Octolus, a sea monster with a taste for human flesh.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
The film got extremely mixed reviews and flopped at the box office at the time, but it's since gained a cult following in the decades following its release. While it's not the deepest kaiju movie in the sea, it certainly is one of the most fun to watch.
What are you looking at?
Number 15. Pacific Rim.
Second discharge fried all the comms, so I'm not getting any signals.
You might be tempted to write this one off as a generic smash-em-up action movie, but that would be a mistake. Guillermo del Toro put a ton of thought into the design of all the kaiju. He took inspiration from both the great monster movies of decades past and classic works of art. And as a bonus, he set up a plot where humans and giant robots have to stop the creatures from tearing humanity apart. While the monsters are naturally the biggest stars of the show, the plots surrounding the human characters are just as engrossing. That fact and the great designs resulted in a gorgeous-looking movie filled with monsters that feels somehow both futuristic and timeless.
Come on! Let's do this together!
Number 14. 20 Million Miles to Earth.
There it is.
If you're a giant monster mega fan, then you're probably familiar with the work of Ray Harryhausen. The stop-motion animator was responsible for some of the most famous American film monsters, including the Emir. This poor alien didn't ask to be here. After being brought back to Earth from Venus as an egg, it hatches and quickly grows to gargantuan proportions. It never intends to torment people, it just takes issue with the scientists who want to cage and study it, and later, the soldiers who are determined to kill it. This film's visual effects are way ahead of their time. By the end of the film, you'll find Emir's tragic fate to be genuinely heart-wrenching. Number 13. Eight-Legged Freaks.
Our town is being attacked by giant spiders. We need military intervention.
When done right, horror and comedy can be a match made in movie heaven. After a barrel of toxic chemicals gets dumped into a lake, it mutates the local crickets, Ninja Turtle style. An eccentric spider collector then decides to feed the enhanced bugs to his brood. Unfortunately, the arachnids become enormous and wreak havoc on the town. They quickly progress from snacking on pets to catching ostriches to attacking humans. This wacky early 2000s flick is the perfect blend of scary, funny, and occasionally disgusting. And did we mention that it features a young Scarlett Johansson? Seeing the future Black Widow have to deal with giant spiders is wonderfully ironic in hindsight.
How many spiders did Joshua have?
I don't know, 100, maybe 200.
200? Are you kidding me?
Number 12. Gamera, the giant monster. While at the time it was dismissed as a Godzilla ripoff, this 1965 film kickstarted the second most prolific kaiju film franchise, one that would end up setting the tone for other monster films of the era. After an accidental nuclear blast in the frozen north, a colossal turtle emerges from the ice, one that can breathe fire and even fly. The film inspired numerous sequels, and their kid-friendly tone helped them to draw in children, a move later adopted by the Godzilla movies themselves. In the 1990s, a trilogy of grim and gritty films rebooted the franchise, but the original is still sorely underviewed. Number 11. Monsters.
Are you sure it's dead?
Yeah, it's dead. Stay here.
This low-budget sci-fi flick took the 2010 film festival scene by storm and quickly became an unexpected critical darling. Its plot took place near the US-Mexico border a few years after gigantic creatures land on Earth. During the film, two American protagonists try to get back into the States. Along the way, they encounter obstacles both extraterrestrial and earthly. The film was praised for tackling heavy themes amidst the terror and wonder of an alien invasion. Additionally, the relationship drama at the movie's heart is punctuated by scenes of brilliant tension, breathtaking visuals, and deeply human connection.
This is it.
I don't want to go home.
Number 10. The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Ordinary bullets have no effect, and a method of destroying the awesome creature has not yet been formulated. But the battlefield has been cleared.
Another classic featuring stop motion from the brilliant Ray Harryhausen. This movie was based on a short story by Ray Bradbury. It follows a massive Rhedosaurus who was awakened by atomic bomb tests after being frozen in the Arctic Circle since ancient times. The creature eventually makes its way to New York City, where it menaces Manhattan and Coney Island. Speaking of which, the movie utilizes the urban setting incredibly well. And the film was historic, as its atomic plot and creature helped inspire Godzilla. In fact, the film's success was a major reason for the profusion of monster movies that came out in the decade that followed. Number 9. Rodan.
Order the tank platoons in. Yes, sir.
Another creature spawned from the 1950s monster movie craze, this ancient pteranodon has earned a place in the Kaiju Hall of Fame. When miners are attacked and killed by a mysterious underground menace, the local people discover not Rodan. They instead find a group of huge prehistoric bugs. Yet hidden near their lair is an enormous egg that soon hatches out the immense flying beast, who can flatten a city just by flapping his wings. After the film's initial release, an English dubbed version was created. It quickly became one of the most successful Japanese films in the American market.
After study of all the relevant data, I can now state that the unidentified flying object is a giant flying reptile, closely related to the extinct pteranodon.
And do you recognize that voice? It's Hollywood icon George Takei in his first film role. Number 8. Daimajin. Released in the 1960s, this film is fairly unique for its period setting, with feudal Japan taking the place of modern cities as the site for giant monster action. The titular monster is a giant magical stone statue that comes to life to punish the wicked, in this case, an evil lord who schemes his way to power. even after having an iron rod driven into his forehead. The wrathful monster is more than able to deliver some divine retribution, smashing the Lord's stronghold. With excellent special effects and a unique and interesting period setting, this film and its 2 sequels are well worth checking out. Number 7. Big Ass Spider. There's something about a movie title that tells you exactly what you're getting with no messing around, and this 2013 giant monster romp certainly has one of those titles. An intensely tongue-in-cheek throwback to classic giant insect movies, the film follows a good-natured exterminator as he helps try and destroy an increasingly giant spider.
It appears to be climbing up the top of City Hall. The size of it is just unbelievable.
This may not be the most polished film out there, but it's clear with every frame that the filmmakers put their hearts and souls into the production. And the result is a fun and endearing crowd pleaser with action, excitement, and heart to spare.
Up yours.
Number 6. Colossal. This sci-fi puts an interesting twist on the giant monster genre when it's revealed that the giant monster attacking Seoul is in fact being unwittingly controlled by Anne Hathaway's Gloria, an unemployed writer with alcohol use disorder who's trying to sort out her mess of a life.
Ow, what was that? What was that?
A helicopter crashed.
Into my head?
We've all been to some dark places when life isn't going our way. But learning you've accidentally been contributing to the destruction of a major city is on a whole other level.
So far, this is the best footage we have of the creature vanishing into thin air.
The giant monster action in this film mostly takes a backseat to the character drama, but that doesn't stop it from being a funny, exciting, and moving character piece.
Just like I thought. It's a good monster. He's been a good guy the whole time.
Number 5. The War of the Gargantuas. This unsung classic from Godzilla director Ishiro Honda focuses on a spectacular battle between 2 giant monsters, the friendly Sanda and the evil Gaira. In addition to a knockdown, drag-out battle royale in the finale, this film also features some of the best effects and miniatures ever produced by the legendary Eiji Tsuburaya and his team. This is because, by kaiju standards, Sanda and Gaira are positively puny. That meant that the sets and models had to be much more detailed, as the audience would be seeing them much closer than normal. The results speak for themselves. Number 4. King Kong Escapes. Intended as a thematic follow-up to the King Kong animated series from the same era, this gloriously goofy film mixes everyone's favorite giant ape with spies, supervillains, and a giant robot gorilla known as Mechanicong.
It's exactly like the original Kong. With this, the world is ours.
When an evil doctor creates Mechanicong to unearth the highly valuable element X, his plan backfires, forcing him to capture the real Kong to use as manual labor.
My Kong could never dig like that.
This does not go to plan, and Kong winds up battling his robotic doppelganger atop Tokyo Tower. If you ever wanted a King Kong movie to feel more like a Saturday morning cartoon come to life, this movie's for you.
Thank you, Kong.
Number 3. Frankenstein Conquers the World. Frankenstein's monster may not be the first thing to come to mind when you think of Japanese monster movies, but this one takes Mary Shelley's creature to whole new heights. When the monster's disembodied heart is exposed to radioactive fallout, it regenerates a new giant-sized body. And things get even more complicated when an ancient creature called Baragon emerges, leading to a fiery confrontation. This hidden gem features more fantastic Tsuburaya effects and a stellar cast led by American actor Nick Adams. It's also unique in that the titular monster is played by an actor wearing only makeup and prosthetics rather than a full suit. Number 2. Godzilla vs. Hedorah, aka Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. When the pollution-fueled alien creature Hedorah arrives on Earth, only Godzilla can save the day. Director Yoshimitsu Banno's oddball 70s entry in the Godzilla franchise is without a doubt the strangest film in the series. With touches of surrealism, animated interstitials, a truly baffling tone, and did we mention the part where Godzilla flies? The film also bucks the trend toward kid-friendliness, with a dark tone and even on-screen deaths. It feels like an odd mashup of a Godzilla movie and an avant-garde art film, making it a truly unique experience for better or worse, and one that every fan should check out. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Trollhunter. Another excellent found-footage giant monster movie. This Norwegian film follows a group of journalism students who are seemingly on the trail of a bear poacher.
Shot that bear, didn't you?
You stay away from me, understood?
However, when they follow the man into the woods, they discover he's actually after a much different sort of game: trolls. It turns out the taciturn Hans is really a troll hunter in the employ of the Norwegian government, tasked with tracking down trolls that escape from a preserve. With a streak of black humor a mile wide and some seriously impressive visuals for a relatively low-budget movie, this film is a must-see for fans of offbeat genre movies. What to you is the golden era of monster movies? Let us know in the comments.
Sheriff, you're not going to use that on her. What do you want me to do, put salt on her tail?